creatures that we love. So that's like the defense reason.
So you're gonna pull like a Noah's Ark vibe and bring like animals too?
Yeah. I mean, sure, absolutely.
Oh
wow.
What do you think Mars is gonna look like?
Well, long term, we could make it look like Earth. We have to warm it up, but there's a lot of ice on Mars. It's cold, so like you just have to warm it up to have liquid water. But Mars would have an ocean of, I think, about roughly maybe a mile deep on 40% of the planet, roughly.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you was warm it up,
so that's all ice. All ice right now.
Just ice.
40% of the planet.
That shit is crazy.
Just ice. In fact, a lot of the ice that you see on Mars at the poles is actually dry ice. It's CO2, frozen CO2.
I've always been into aliens, and I remember it's like when I was a kid when they first found like ice on Mars. Yeah, that sparked like all the alien rumors on Mars. And stuff like that. Like, if there's ice, there might be life.
Right. There's massive amounts of ice on Mars. That's like crazy. Not a little. It's a crazy amount.
Well, how would you warm it up then?
I mean, well, you could use like solar reflectors, or you could just create artificial suns with a series of like thermonuclear explosions. Like this, the sun is like a giant.
You'd create a sun
thermonuclear reactor. It's a like if you want to if you're worried about like, well, will that generate like dangerous radiation? We'll have you stood in front of the sun. If you just go out in the sun.
Sure.
The sun is it's a giant thermonuclear reactor.
So
that's
wait,
what
you
the
could
sun
create.
Is. So obviously you can stand in front of the sun and not die.
It must be nerve-wracking though, because it's like all tests.
Yes. So
like,
yes,
you know what I mean?
You could create like a permanent like sun like by Mars.
No, you'd have to do,
or would it just be like a heat wave and then it's kind of gone and it melts all the ice?
Yeah, you'd have to do kind of like a series of, like if you like launched like a missile every, I don't know, 10 seconds, and then it's like fireworks but real big.
Okay.
Okay. Thermonuclear fireworks.
Okay.
But you couldn't have a sustained reaction because the sun is a gravitationally contained thermonuclear reactor, so you need a lot of gravity. The sun is well over 99% of all the mass of the solar system.
Oh,
so
it's big.
It's very big.
What are the
so fascinating? Right?
Yeah. What are the first steps? Like, what do you start with to start civilization on Mars? What's the first thing you got to do?
I think the first thing you got to do is build a base, and then that base would have like the essentials of like food production, water, like which is like have ice mining droids that would like go mine ice and then melt it and purify the water, and then you need a propellant, kind of a propellant factory or propellant plant. So Mars's atmosphere is primarily CO2, and if you take water, which is H2O, and you can turn CO2 and H2O into CH4 and O2, which is methane and oxygen. So that's why Starship uses methane as a fuel. It's mostly oxygen, so it's like 78% oxygen, the propellant, and 22% fuel. So in space, in a vacuum, there's no oxygen to burn. So you've got to bring your own oxygen, and you mostly bring oxygen. So you need a propellant plant to create the liquid oxygen, liquid methane, and food and water, and the basics essentially. That would be the thing to start off with, and you'd be living in kind of like glass domes and partially underground and stuff. So it will be hard living in the beginning on Mars, like not like a luxury situation.
So who are the first people that go live there?
I don't know, pioneers. But I would say for the first people that go to Mars, it's going to be like dangerous, like you might die, food probably not good, it's going to be a long and difficult trip. It's probably like a lot of pain and danger. That's sad.
What do you think about population?
But on the other hand, it's going to be a glorious adventure.
So it sounds like there's got to be a...
So who wants in?
Well, I mean, but I bet you there's still a fucking long list, right? Of people that want to do it.
I think once maybe there's threats to Earth, then the list gets huge, right?
There's probably a huge list already.
Yeah,
man.
maybe. I mean, I think there's there's people like climb Mount Everest and stuff. So or like
thrill seekers.
sail cross Pacific by themselves. So I think there's like you got 8 billion people on Earth, so you only need a small number to want to do it.
How much?
But I'm just saying, it's like the beginning is going to be like dangerous, difficult, and like not like it's not like a luxury resort. It's going to be dangerous and difficult, and a lot of work basically. But over time you can make it awesome. So
you're going on the list.
I wouldn't do Mars. I would do space.
No chance.
I wouldn't do Mars.
No chance you would go into space, bro.
Well, yeah, I would.
No chance.
I would trust Elon. What do you mean?
So you would go into space and just chill and then come back?
Yes. I would do it. I wouldn't go to Mars because that's just like...